ムーンストーン。
Hello and welcome to Sakuranomori Dreamers by Moonstone, makers of Princess Evangel and other titles. This just released today, well, yesterday when this video is out, but you can buy it on the MangaGamer.com website, only on there as far as I know. It is not on Steam. Yeah, I mean it is on Steam, but it's not in English, so MangaGamer translated it, brought it over. And this game was provided to me by the company, MangaGamer, so thanks to that. And it looked really cool from like reading the synopsis and stuff, so let's just get right into it, shall we? And this music, oh my gosh, this music. I'll link it in the description, but there's nudity on the store page, so, you know, can't really do that. So here's our settings. Pretty basic stuff here. I'm just going to leave it as is. This is a window mode, just easy to record for me. I'm really excited to play this. This is not a Let's Play. This is just a quick look, because I can't play their games. MangaGamer don't like it. I was panting so hard that I felt my lungs were about to burst. My heart was beating like crazy, but even that wasn't providing enough oxygen for my body, as I got dizzier and dizzier. I could barely feel my legs. I started to question just why I was pushing myself so damn hard. I usually ended up in this train of thought whenever I got to this point. After all, this was just a game, wasn't it? Yet it was worse than any clever activity I'd known. All I could think of was reaching the end faster. Once I got there, all this pain would turn into joy, and more of the former meant more of the latter. Little by little, Madoka's back grew distant. I tried to pedal harder, but my legs only groaned in pain. Oh, phew. I hit the finish line a couple seconds after her. I listlessly slid down from the seat, letting my bike fall to the ground. We both panted for a minute with our hands on our knees before even bothering to utter a word to each other. Damn, I lost again! Aw, isn't she cute? Madoka gave me a brilliant smile, her face a rosy pink from her own body heat. I saw the word saved. Does this have autosave? That said, the temperature outside wasn't all that high today, not to mention we were deep in the mountains. But you couldn't help getting a little warm when going up the damn slope, even during winter. It's a cute jacket she's got on. Madoka shook her hips left and right. Okay. We continued further down the path, pushing our road bikes forward. Our eyes fixed on the ground as we walked carefully. This wasn't the kind of road fit for traversing with cycling shoes. I just can't beat you. You know, it's pretty darn depressing to keep losing to a girl. That's sexist. What do you mean? I mean, I can't really push myself this hard when I'm alone, so if the experience is really the problem, I don't see the gap between us shrinking anytime soon. Oh, she's her sister? Ah, well, this game is probably stepsister. I remembered him saying something like that when I asked him how I could get faster, but a few years was practically science fiction. I wanted to go faster now. So, you know, I pretty much forgotten that. You think he was telling the truth? I turned my eyes toward Madoka's head. It felt like I might have been a bit taller, but the difference was at best marginal. I don't need your pity. Man, look at that view. Reaching our actual goal, we laid our bikes on the ground. It might not have been wise to put a 10-kilogram burden out of place with such awful footing, but you never know when you might have a need for it again. Madoka held her arms out as though embracing the wind. The cool breeze cooled off our overly warm bodies. This was exactly what we needed after such an exhaustive workout. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Let me check something. Let's see if this has controller support. All I could hear beside us was the rustling of leaves. No. Dang it. This was our special place. Madoka picked up a pebble and handed it to me. Oh, we're skipping stones now? Alright, I won't lose this one. I spun my arm a few times and tossed the pebble toward the pond. It skipped along the water surface. Pebble sank around the center. I had to make it go all the way to the other shore, but this was still quite a distance. Not that the pond was that large. Madoka tossed her pebble and sank without bouncing once. Aw. She shrugged. I stood beside her and watched the ripples in the water. Yeah, we called it a pond, but the water was actually quite clear. In fact, it was so clear that not even fish lived in it. Unspoiled by man. If we keep it that way. It's hard to get all the way here. I mean, it's away from all major mountain roads. To reach this place, we had to go down a narrow forest path that led away from the highway. It didn't take long if you followed it, but I doubted there were many people who'd stop their cars just to see where it led. Yeah, but I personally prefer it this way. I'd rather no one else knew about this place. Oh. That really was too bad. You know, it wasn't like we were on the edge of the world here, so surely there was others who knew about this place. You know, but I really would have liked to think that this place was just for us. Why don't you put your windbreaker on? Huh? Well, what are you planning on doing when we go down? The wind was fierce when going downhill. You could freeze real quick if you didn't have something to keep you warm. You can be so clumsy sometimes. Okay, I'll lend you mine. Just give it back to me when it's time to go down. I'm just kidding. It's okay. I'll lend it to you, together with the bottom part. You can have everything. Yeah. I know. Let's head back when our sweat dries off. I'd rather not ride in the dark. As it tends to do. We hung around for another 30 minutes or so, but not a soul showed up in the end. Why did I put myself through so much pain to climb this hill? That was because once you got up, you earned the right to go down. It's hard to put into words the pleasure of going downhill at 40-50 kilometers an hour, all the while putting in little to no effort, because gravity does the work for you. This was different than going down a roller coaster where you were just an immobile spectator. Here you had to control yourself. I heard it from Madoka and her dad before, but I never truly believed it until I tried it for myself. It felt like the air had a tangible presence. And as I sliced through it, it felt like I was riding the wind on either side of my body. Distance that took forever to cover when going uphill was now shortening at an almost ludicrous pace. Though I'd been used to this road by now, I nonetheless couldn't allow myself to let my guard down. I'd definitely get hurt if I collided with the car at this speed, if not die outright. It wouldn't be much of an exaggeration to say that I was putting my life on the line for this game, yet still, I couldn't give it up. Or maybe that was precisely the reason for it. Right, I've got to clean my brake wires. Madoka's dad told us to do that at least once a year. It was almost impossible for them to give out in a year, and proper maintenance extended their lifespan who knew how long. I mean, but the idea that my brakes to give out here, ooh, the thought alone sent shivers through my body.
助かった。でも、シンジは寒かったよね。ごめんね。
No kidding. I can barely feel my skin. I grabbed my windbreaker, threw it on myself, and zipped it all the way up to the neck. The warm sunlight made me feel like a human being again.
私もちょこちょいなのかな。気をつけてるつもりではあるんだけど、この前はボトル忘れちゃったし。
Yeah. We had to share my water bottle because she only realized she didn't have hers as we got near the top. I could probably check her things before we set off, but I didn't want to start sounding like her mother or something.
それもあって、お父さんからはなるべくシンジ君と一緒に行くようにするんだぞなんて言われてるんだ。
Well, nice to know I'm covering for him. Why are you blushing?
別に。
Weirdo, I said to myself.
じゃあまた後でね。
Yeah, see you later. I'm back. No one's around. Right. Miss Miyako is usually still work at this hour. Miss Miyako. Why do we call her like that? Might as well take a shower. We living with somebody? Whew. I chugged a sports drink as I came to the realization that I had nothing to do. I'd already finished my spring break homework a while ago. Felt like a waste to lay around in the house. So I decided to go outside. Today was the last day of spring break. I spent most of it cycling, so I hardly saw any of my friends. That was how I liked it, so you know, whatever. That meant I spent most of my break with Madoka, except for the times I was doing homework. We didn't always go outside, sometimes we just hung around the house and chatted. Ooh, this is incredible as I remembered. I've been here for flower being with my family before, but these cherry blossoms still overwhelmed me every time I saw them. They had yet to start falling, but there was still an insane number of people hanging around. Sakuranomori Park, could become pretty crowded depending on the season. That's where we live, Sakuranomori. Kind of became a tradition for me to watch the cherry blossoms in this place. It's a nice looking park, you know. I like it. The lone tree like in the center there. Looks nice. I kept a pretty relaxed pace as I went down the road, glancing at random families along the way. Someone patted my shoulder.
Konnichiwa.
Eat it?
何してるの?
Nothing in particular. Just taking a walk, I guess. What about you? What are you doing?
僕も同じかな.
I had no idea why he cocked his head there, but then again, it was always like this with him. We walked together for a while. Family stood out the most, of course, but there were also many groups of friends enjoying themselves under the cherry blossoms. Though we couldn't quite spot another pair of guys with such a disparity in age as us.
アンパン食べる?
Nah, I'm good. We're gonna turn down a sweet roll, really? Is it Hide? I'm gonna say Hide. Hide took out an already half-eaten sweet roll out of his pocket and stuffed it into his mouth.
おしまい.
What are you planning to do if I said I wanted it?
半分ことか.
No thanks. I gave him an awkward smile and he smiled back. You're always eating those. Are you that into them?
お金がないからね.
He'd been bumming around for some time now. To be honest, I was a bit worried. But there was little I could say or do as a minor. Oh, we're a minor? Okay. Your bruise seems to have healed up. Change the topic to Hide's face. Did you get a fight? Apparently he got punched by a convenience store clerk when he tried to shoplift the other day. Oh god. That turned out to be a blessing in disguise though, as the clerk never called the police. You know, because he punched him. You don't have health insurance, so be careful with these things.
平気だよ.
He always said that, but he never looked it. Reading my mind, he continued.
今度は本当に平気なんだ. 働き始めたから.
Oh, really? Make sure to give him a glowing smile.
さっきのアンパンもちゃんと買
Oh,
ったや
that's
つだ
awesome.
よ.
I'm happy for you.
そうだ. そろそろ職場に戻るところだ.
Where do you work? It's Sunday.
そこは土曜も日曜もないからね.
Was this what life was like after getting a job? No more free time? Yes, it is.
一緒に見に来る?
Can I? I mean, I might as well. I don't got anything better to do. Wait, didn't you just say you were out for a walk?
そうだっけ？一応仕事中なんだけど。
Wait, what? I started to worry again. So, where's the place you work at exactly?
駅前。
It seemed like not wanting to work wasn't one guy hating the situation as he kept jumping from one temp job to another. He avoided longer jobs because, according to him, he always ended up forced out of them somehow. How long have you been doing this?
この前。
I hope this one continues for a bit longer. Couldn't bring myself to say it out loud though, being his junior and all.
最近さ、僕。
About the job?
正義のヒーローについて。
What? That again? Kitty was a big fan of this Sentai series. I never watched it, so I was gonna keep up with him.
シンジ君は正義のヒーローに必要なものって何だと思う？
Costume. I don't know, like courage or something?
違うな。絶対。
He didn't stress the absolutely part. Strength?
強さとか勇気がなくて
The
も
bread man.
正義のヒーローにはなれるじゃない。
That's
パ
true.
ンパンマンとかさ。
I think he's pretty strong. He definitely has love and courage and all that. He didn't only smiled.
ここの2階。
You didn't ask what does every hero need?
入りにくいよね。こんな寂れたビル。しかも2階で。僕も入社してからまだ一度もお客さんにお目にかかったことがないんだ。
Wait, you've yet to see a single customer since you started? There was this time when Hatsune and I went to see the building Miss Miyako worked at. Oh! It was shaped like a turtle. Or maybe the moon, depending on the face. Wait, what? We climbed up a narrow and steep stairway. Garuda's detective agency. A door with the sign spelled out Garuda's detective agency waited us there. The detective agency? The corridor was dimly lit, so I had to confirm it twice I'd read it right.
ただいま。
Oh boy, that guy looks like very pleasant.
Huh?
Good God, how much do you smoke? Look at all those cigarette butts.
僕の友達です。
Hello? I was a little scared as the man started shouting at me out of nowhere, but he didn't seem to mind. That was real courage for you.
ダチってお前、ずいぶん年が離れてるじゃねえか。
はい。
How old is Hidenori?
お前いくつだったっけ？
20歳くら
Okay,
いです。
well, about 20.
ぐらいってなんだ。いくら薄のろでも年は正確に言え。
あ、ちょうど20歳ですね。
He's 20. How much older than me could he possibly be?
そっちの小僧はまだ厨房くらいに見えるが、まあそんなことはどうでもいい。ほら、さっさとタバコよこせ。こっちはさっきから動機とめまいと冷や汗が止まらねえんだよ。
Dude, you gotta lay off, man. You've got problems.
所長、病気だったんで
Going
すか？
through relapse already.
アホ。
あ、忘れちゃいました。タバコ。
Uh-oh.
アホ！じゃあお前、今まで何してたんだ？
散歩？
ばっか野郎が。もういいからさっさと買ってこい。いいな。今度こそ即帰ってこいよ。
はい。
Overwhelmed by the threatening attitude, Hide hurried out of the office. I guess I'll go. Chief glared at me. Was I supposed to leave too?
ま、座れや。
Oh, never mind.
コー
We're
ヒー
not
くらい
leaving.
入れてやる。
Okay. He seemed like a scary old man at first, but I could spot a genuine kindness in his smile. I sat down on the sofa as told. The chief circled around the desk and stood in front of a plain sink at the corner of the room. On the other end, there was a sofa with a thick blanket on it. I think he might have actually been living here. I looked around the room again. This was the first time I actually found myself at someone I knew's workplace. And I never expected it to be a detective agency.
で、 ヒデとは本当にダチなのか？
Yes.
お前な、友達は選んだ方がいいぞ。
The chief shifted his gaze to his hands as I remained silent.
あんな薄のろにもいいところがあるのかね。
Wasn't hiring someone more serious than just being their friend, though? But I didn't say it out loud.
砂糖は
Oh, no, I'm fine.
まあないんだけどな。そんな上等なもんは。
Sugar is extravagant. Learn something new every day. The chief placed a cup in front of me and returned to his desk. Thank you very much.
おう。ヒデと違って礼儀正しいようだな。
The chief took a loud sip of his coffee and looked at me in the eyes over the rim of his cup.
ちと珍しいな。だいたいお前くらいの年頃だとクソガキっての
Because we're so nice. Felt a bit awkward being stared at like that. Detectives I knew from the movies would find out all sorts of things about you just from looking at you.
ただいま。
おい、さあ早くしろよ。
Jesus.
ヤニが切れると手がこうなんだ。
That's why you shouldn't smoke, kids. The chief showed Hide his trembling his fingers. It looked like he was doing it on purpose to me.
はい。
Oh.
所長のお気に入りのボロボロです。
I don't know, that guy smokes a lot. You can't fake that. You saw all those cigarette butts.
おい。ってこら！ライトじゃねえって何度言ったらわかんだ。この薄のろが。
すみません。じゃあ
You can try
バイトいうこ
smoking
とで
two at
日本同時に
once. Yeah, that's how that works, right?
そういう問題じゃねえんだけどな。俺の分はお前の給料から引いておくからな。
そんな。
たく、いっつもこれだ。まだ年下のお前。あ、そういや名前は。
Fukigami Shinji, sir.
俺は五郎太だ。まだガキのシンジの方がまともにお使いもできそうだな。
So what does Hide normally do here? I judge from the fact this is the detective agency. Is he like an assistant or something? A mystery novel I read some time ago had a kid that did that sort of job.
そんな大層なもんじゃねえよ。ま、駒使いみたいなもんだな。
Okay, fair enough. It's like a gopher.
仕事なんかそれくらいしかねえのに、まともにお使いもできねえんだからな。
I'd never seen Hide work before, but I suppose that was why he had trouble staying employed. Which meant that this old man, unlike his outward appearance, probably had a big enough heart to hire someone like that.
しかし、お前らなんで友達なんぞやってるんだ？年も離れてるのに。
He returned to that subject.
僕たち似た者同士なんですよ。
はあ？どこが？賞味の話似ても似つかねえだろ。
The director shifted his gaze to me.
こう見えて探偵だからな。見りゃわかるよ。
見た目とか性格の問題じゃないですよ。もっと深いところです。ソウルフード？ソウルメイトか。
何言ってやがる。
Met Hide for the first time in the Sakuranomori Park. I fell from a tree and he came to help me as I writhed on the ground.
ほう。意外に親切なところがあるな。照れるんじゃねえ。
The age difference felt pretty significant at first, and we barely exchanged a few words when we run into each other in the park later, but, you know, something happened, and after that, our relationship had deepened to that of full-fledged friendship. Hide and I were similar in this sense.
シンジ君は正義のヒーローの素質があるんです。ね。
Huh? What?
お前いっつもそんなことばっかり言ってやがるな。年こいてテレビ漫画か。
Like Hide talked about these things even at work.
いい年って僕まだ20歳くらいですよ。
いい年だろうが。ガキじゃねえんだぞ。信じよう。お前ほんと友達は選んだ方がいいぞ。
Started to feel a bit of a bond with this rugged old man. So I faced him straight and... But he's good enough to be your assistant?
お使いもまともにできねえ駒使いだからな。そのうち首かもな。
そんな。
I'd been inconspicuously checking the room as the chief made the coffee. There were 2 couches which you could use to sleep on relatively comfortably, which meant that Hide was probably living as well as working here. This person was probably even nicer than I thought if he went out of his way to provide Hide with a home. He's a nice guy, you know. I'm back.
おかえりなさい。
Oh.
おかえり。
Oh.
あら、今日はまどかちゃんと
I could
サ
tell
イク
that
リング
she
に行って
was
い
her
たんじゃない
mother
の？
just looking at her. She's cute though, they're both cute. We came back early, so I went out for a short walk at the park.
そう。さ、手を洗って。麦茶でも飲む？
I drank some coffee earlier, so I washed my hands and sat at the table.
シンジ君、春休みはサイクリングばっかりしていたわね。顔、
Oh
結構
man,
焼けて
I
る
get
わよ。
sunburnt so easily. My skin burns really easily. Yeah, I didn't go out with friends much.
初音ちゃんも混ぜてもらえばよかったのに。
Miss Miyako had been saying that for some time now, but Hatsune would always
だって私運動神経ないもの。
like her shirt says happy life. That's cute. And so she had a sour expression on her face this time as well. Doesn't take an athlete to pedal a bicycle. There was not a hint of change in her expression, just like whenever I brought up the point. Truth was that she likely was just not interested. Probably understanding that, Miss Miyako quickly changed the subject.
それにしても、いよいよ明日から学校ね。大丈夫かな？初音ちゃんもおとなしいし、ママどうしても心配になっちゃうのよね。だから、シンジ君？
Okay.
兄さんに頼むって何を？
You can count on me, Miss Miyako. Hatsune pursed her lips and blushed slightly.
何ってこともないけれど、まあいろいろよ。
大丈夫だよ。もう子供じゃないもの。
そうね。そういえば、仲良しのエミちゃんも同じ
Sakura
桜ヶ丘
Academy.
学園に進学するんだったわよね。
Miss Miyako nodded, but it didn't seem like she found Hatsune's words convincing.
なら安心か。
ママったら心配性。
それだけ初音ちゃんが可愛らしいってことよ。ね。
Yeah.
まあとにかく何か困ったことがあったらすぐにママかお兄ちゃんに相談すること。わかった？
わかった。
ほんと心配ではあるわよね。まあ桜ヶ丘もいい学校ではあるけれど。
Even Hatsune had to break into an uncomfortable smile at Miss Miyako's mumbling.
ママったら、もし兄さんがいなかったら桜ヶ丘学園にも通わせてくれなかったのかもしれないね。
まあそこまでではないけどね。でも初音ちゃんだってお兄ちゃんが一緒で嬉しいでしょ。
それ
明日からはまた3年間いいえ一貫だから6年間一緒に通えるわね。この1年は初音ちゃんも寂しかったでしょうし。
そこまでではないや。
さてそろそろご飯の用意をしようかな。お腹は空いてる？
Yeah, I'm starving.
じゃあちょっと多めに作るわね。
Aw, she's so sweet. Oh yeah, what time did the entrance ceremony start again?
8時半？
そうね。確か。
I see, so the opening ceremony starts after it then. The time on the printout I received was later than the usual start of classes, and it seemed the entrance ceremony was the culprit. I can match my schedule with yours, so want to go together?
いいの？
Yeah, I imagine you'd be all sorts of anxious by yourself. Oh, wait, you're coming too, aren't you, Miss Miyako?
そうね。でもシンジ君が一緒してくれるならその方がいいわよ。ね。
ありがとう、兄さん。
Oh, no problem at all.
それじゃ、明日はまたいつもの時間に起こすからね。
Please do.
バイバイ。
Bye-bye.
おやすみ。
See you tomorrow. Others of you.
やっぱり優しいわね。
I like when games do this. It gives
シ
you
ンジ君
a
は
better breadth of the situation.
ねえ、 に暮らせないの？
ちょっとね、いろいろあって。
パパが反対しているとか？
いいえ、それはないんだけど。面倒？毎日移動するのは。
面倒ということはないけど、ただなんか不自然な気がするし。
Seeing her mother's troubled expression, Hatsune decided not to press the issue any further. They had the same conversation from time to time, and it would always end with the same answer. I'm home, I greeted the empty house. I knew there was no one inside, but saying something as I stepped into the house had become a habit I couldn't quite kick just yet. I sent a message to Madoka and received a reply right away. Hey, Madoka's and my room faced each other, because of course they do. So we could talk face to face just by opening the window. We spent a lot of time chatting about complete nothings here, especially at night.
Shinji は宿題は終わった？
Yeah, I mean, school starts tomorrow after all.
真面目。
You hadn't finished yet? You didn't forget that tomorrow was the first day, did you? You did forget, didn't you?
わかってるわよ。あ、ちゃんと自分でやるから。手伝ってなんて言わないんだからね。
No, I was never pointing off for that.
せっかく積んでる風に言ってみたのに。
You sure you're okay over there?
大丈夫。
What?
なんでも。信じらしいって思っただけよ。
Madoka laughed cheerfully to herself. That was weird. My face sunburnt?
そうね。ちょっと焼けてるかも。
Miss Miyako told me earlier. I hadn't noticed at all. I stared at Madoka's face. She didn't look sunburned at all, but that could be due to the lighting in her room.
まああれだけ走っていればね。私は一応日焼け止めを塗っておいたけど。
Oh, why?
なんでって言われても。
Yeah, what kind of question was this, Shinji? Madoka chuckled.
日焼けしたくないからだけど。
Oh, yeah. Ali touched my cheek. I never thought about doing that kind of thing before. Think I should use sunscreen too?
シンジは別にいいんじゃない？
Why?
なんでと言われてもね。
Madoka grinned to herself. I didn't get it. I wonder if that's what Hatsune's worried about.
初音ちゃん？
Miss Miyako told me to take her with us sometimes, so I invited her a couple of times, but she didn't really seem into the idea. She says that she's not good at sports, but it's not like you need to be an athlete to ride a bicycle, right?
そうだったんだ。森。
I never told you about this? Madoka nodded.
初音ちゃん、運動とか体育が嫌いなんだっけ？
I don't think so, though I remember she wasn't good at it. She might just dislike it. Well, there's no point in forcing someone. Besides, road bikes are pretty expensive, too.
まあね。
The one I rode now used to belong to Madoka's dad.
現状ちょっとサイズが合わないが、まあ大丈夫だろう。どうだい？これやるからこれからは一緒に走らないか？
I knew that Madoka's dad was into cycling already. I never thought much of it, but I grew curious when he invited me like that. And then once I tried it, I really couldn't get enough of it, and it became my main hobby. Madoka's dad taught me to how to take care of a bike too. You could call him my master, in a sense. Is your dad busy lately?
みたい。お腹の肉をつまんで運動不足なんて嘆いてる。
All three of us used to ride together before, but lately it was just the two of us. It wasn't like that made it boring, but cycling was always just more fun with more people.
最近本当に妙に忙しいみたいなんだよね。休みの日も二人してどっか消えてるし。
I see. Now that must be lonely for you.
いや別に。私は自転車に乗っていれば楽しいもの。
Madoka answered me in a somewhat flustered manner. I may have said something a bit odd.
じゃあそろそろ宿題しないといけないし。
Yeah. Do you want to meet the usual time?
始業式ってちょっと遅めだったよね、確か。
Yeah, but there's the entrance ceremony before it.
入学式？
So we have an entrance ceremony and an opening ceremony.
ふん。やっぱりシンジって優しいんだね。
I know. Thought it wasn't a big deal. I was slightly taken aback by her words.
それじゃあおやすみ。
Yeah, good night. Huh. I'll come to think of it, I haven't received a response yet. Well, whatever. Dude, did we have GameCube games on that shelf? Totally seemed like we did.
兄さん、朝ですよ。
5 more minutes. Morning.
おはよう。
Hatsune left the room and I sat up in bed. It was something of a morning tradition for us whenever we had school. Made me feel really bad for making her do that, but when I mentioned it to her...
いいの。私、兄さんを起こすの好きだし。
I didn't really quite understand why or how, but there was little else I could say if it really wasn't a pain for her. Good morning.
おはよ
Breakfast was already set on the table, and morning news running in the background. Miss Miyako never seriously listened to it, but she'd usually have it on, probably more for just background noise than anything else. I'll help myself then.
いただきます。
Itadakimasu. Breakfast looks pretty fancy today.
う。え、晴れの日だから。
Waffles and pancakes? You overdo yourself. Oh, huh? Why are you in the same clothes, Hatsune? Oh my god, you don't have any other clothes? That's terrible. I mean, they came here from their apartment, so I figured she'd be in her uniform. I always eat breakfast in my uniform. Are you worried about getting your uniform dirty?
いいえ、そういうことじゃないのよ。
Huh? Why would you be embarrassed?
学生服に袖を通すのも生まれて初めてのことだから。
Was that why she was blushing? Come to think of it, I got a bit worked up about it last year too. Though I did feel embarrassed after I got a good look at myself in the mirror.
去年はなんていうか眩しく見えたんだよね。兄さんとまどかさんの制服姿、大人っていう感じがしたの。そう思ったらあと1年が早く過ぎてくれないかななんて思っちゃって。
Yeah, I had the same feeling. I feel like I looked kind of older in the mirror than usual.
1年後、自分が同じ服を着ているのがなんだか信じられないような気もしたんだよね。
でも待ち遠し
I
か
know
った
this
んで
game
しょ。
seems like, oh, it's just a cute slice of life story,
早
right?
く食べて早く着替えちゃい
It
な
gets
さ
so
い
much
な。
better. Like, there's like actual like a story to it, like a really awesome story from the synopsis I read. So it's just, you know, it's a slow burn. These games usually pretty slow burns, so you know, it's hard to play these games for like 30 minutes or so, and then you're like, oh, well, you know what, that's it. You know, I don't want to do that, but it's like if I have like an hour and a half, 2 hour long quick look, it's like then no one's gonna watch it for 2 hours. But you know, these kind of games you can't really speed along, so let's only move to a different room after we finish eating. And 5 minutes later, aww, Miss Miyako basically had to push her back into the living room. Seeing how timid she looked was quite endearing.
シンジ君、感想でも言ってあげて。
Yeah, looks good on you. Atsune's expression finally relaxed and turned into a smile. I probably wouldn't have said anything if Miss Miyako hadn't told me to do so.
やっぱりちょっと恥ずかしいんだよね。
Atsune held out her arms and shifted her gaze to her uniform.
恥ずかしがることもないわよ。ほんと。
Yeah, she looks pretty good in
似合
that.
ってるんだから。これで初音ちゃんもちょっとお姉さんになったわね。
From today onwards, I'll be attending the same school as Hatsune for 5 years again. That was a nice thought.
おはよう。あ、おはようございます。おはよう。
Ohio.
おはよう。まどかちゃんも付き合ってくれるの？
おお、似合うじゃない初音ちゃん。かわいい。今日は初めての登校です。前もこうして3人で同じ学校に登校していましたけど、それも1年ぶりということになります。兄さんとまどかさんと 同じ学校に通えることになって本当に嬉しい。それに入学式に兄さんが付き合ってくれたことも、やっぱり兄さんは優しいと思います。
We walked toward the school together. It was nice that it was within walking distance.
今日からまた3人での登校が始まるわね。実はこの1年はちょっと心配だったのよ。昔は集団登校なんていうのもあったんだけどね。
心配って？
別に何がということはないけど、一人もどうかと思うから。
ママったら本当に心配性。
まあ桜の森も治安がいいし、めったなことは起こらないとは思うけ
Gotta admit, the
ど、
male uniform actually looks really good.
とにかくお兄ちゃんとまどかちゃんが一緒なら私も安心よ。
はい、大船に乗ったつもりでいてくださいなんて。初音ちゃんもわからないこととかあったら何でも聞いてね。ありがとう。
New students and their guardians flocked around the school gates. I could barely believe I was one of them last year.
入学式は体育館だよね。じゃあここで一旦バイバイかな。それじゃあ兄さんバイバイ。
Bye bye. We watched the two walk toward the gym for a while, then moved to the notice board with our new class listings.
あったまたシンジと同じクラスじゃない。
Huh? Really? Oh. There's no way she'd be lying about it, but there was a reason why I asked anyway. At this point, I can't help but feel it's fate or something.
ねえ、ほんと。
We've been in the same class since our first year in elementary school. It may have been about time we considered contacting Guinness Records.
桜ヶ丘学園に上がった時はさすがに別々になるような気がしたのよ。だってクラスもずっと多くなるわけじゃない。なのに1年2年と同じクラスになったんだから、ほんと驚いちゃうわね。
I suppose it is. Well, what do you want to do now? Head to class?
そうね、することもないし。
And so we headed to the new classroom, our new second home for the following year. You're good at dealing with people, aren't you?
何が？
No, remember what you were saying about Hatsune's uniform earlier? I explained to her that it didn't occur to me to compliment Hatsune until Miss Miyako gave me a hint.
ああ、いや別に気配りで言ったわけじゃないわよ。
You mean it came out naturally? Your honest opinion?
ちょっとニュアンスが違うというか、女子って相手のことについてすぐに言うものなんだ
I
な。
suppose that's true.
普段とちょっと髪型を変えていたりとか、初めて見るバッグを持っているとか、そういうのに対してすぐに反応するしコメントもするの。ま、コミュニケーションみたいなものかな。
Oh, bag, hairstyle? I barely even noticed if any of my friends changed these.
まあ男子はそういうものなんでしょうね。違うの？
No. I vaguely shook my head. I felt like there was something off about what she said.
まだ誰もいない。席はどこになるのかな？
Madoka traced her fingers against the surface of the desks as she walked among the seats. I had nothing to do, so I just kind of began fiddling with my smartphone. People started gathering in the classroom after a while.
よう、また同じクラスだな。
Sabe! Sabe was my best friend in class last year. Seems like my luck was pretty good this semester. Sabe sat down on the chair next to me and leaned against the backrest with his elbow.
春休みの間何してた？
Oh, I just cycled most of the time.
おお、お前好きだもんなあれ。一人で？俺も呼んでくれよ。
Yeah, why didn't we invite him? That seems weird. I didn't know you had a road bike.
いや、ママチャリで。
Oh, well then it's probably not such a good idea. Besides, I'm not cycling alone.
誰と？吹上の他にロード好きのやつなんかいたっけ？
I nodded in Madoka's direction.
あれ誰だっけ？吉沢さん？
No, the one next to her, Akitsu Madoka.
秋津さんがどうかしたのか？
Can't you tell that just from the flow of the conversation? She's the one that rode with me.
あれ？お前らもしかして付き合ってるの？
It's weird that like we were best friends with this guy, but Madoka like apparently didn't hang out with us because he had no idea like who the hell she was. No, we're childhood friends. Have I never told you?
なんだ。
What? Why are you acting so relieved? Oh, because we're not dating, so she's available.
それでも羨ましいな。
Why?
いや、美人じゃん、秋津さんって。
Huh? I looked at Sabe's faces, though he just started speaking a foreign language.
だってなんだよ、美人だろ？
I don't know. I just never really thought of it. I turned in Madoka's direction. She was standing beside the window and talking with a girl that Sabe called Yoshizawa.
考えるな、感じろよ。おい、無反応だと寂しいだろ？お前もしかしてアニメのキャラとか好きなタイプ？
Anime? I don't watch that.
じゃあゲーム？萌えゲーム？
I don't play any anime games. I don't know what you're talking about. I barely play any since I started cycling. No time.
違うのか。だから反応が悪いのかと思ったんだけどな。
I get it. It's that tough guy, right?
本当に知ってるのか？いや、そのことじゃなくて。
The bell rung and the teacher entered the classroom. Good morning. I'd like to take attendance first. We'll pick our seats after the ceremony, so just sit wherever for now. I was thinking about what Sabe told me while the teacher did the roll call. I never looked at Madoka that way. Was it because we were childhood friends? And with that, classes were over. Easy. Freshmen had only the entrance ceremony at homeroom, while we already had classes.
ゲーセンでも行こ
They
うぜ。
get easy. Easy day. Arcade.
なんだよ、嫌か？
There are no games that really like playing at the moment, but you know what, fine. And I wish we had arcades here still. I stood up. Didn't see Sabe throughout the entire break, so I figured I might as well use this opportunity to hang out with them for the first time in a long while. I'd have joined a cycling club if our school had one, but it does not. I was also partial to books, so I ended up participating in the literature club, but I barely showed up anymore. Madoka belonged to the volleyball club. If only I was a bit more interested in ball sports.
あのさ、吹上初音って子、もしかしてお前の身内？
She's kinda my younger sister. That kinda should have piqued Sabe's interest, but he didn't seem to notice it.
おお、そうなんだ。じゃあ今度紹介してくれよ。
Why?
いやー、すげえ可愛いらしいからさ。
According to him, a couple of guys actually split into groups and went to check out the freshmen. Curled my lips in an awkward smile. I'm impressed you guys would go that far.
だって気になるし。なんだよ、お前に可愛い妹がいたなんてな。言ってくれよ。
He lightly elbowed my side.
な、今度紹介してくれよ。
No thanks. I've got to look after her, so I'm definitely not introducing her to anyone with such an obvious ulterior motive.
おお、お前言うことがご立派だな。
He seemed to be half making fun of me, half genuinely surprised. I did feel that I might have been looking out for Hatsune a bit too seriously myself. It was probably related to the fact that Hatsune was actually my stepsister, not a blood-related one. After that, we killed some time in the arcade.
じゃ、また明日な。
Yeah, see ya. I'm home. I addressed the empty house. Well, where's that girl? I lay down on the bed and waited for the two to come over as I read through the Viking magazine I've been through multiple times already. There she is. How was school? Not that you've had much time to take it all in. You didn't have any classes today, right?
あのね、仲良しのエミちゃんと一緒のクラスになったの。二人してすごい喜んじゃった。
Emmy, I never actually met her, but I've heard that her name come up in conversations lately.
よかったわね。
I mean, it's just a friend, right? Sure, we'll meet her eventually. Madoka said it too, but if there's anything that's giving you trouble, feel free to let me know. I wonder if that was another one of those responsible statements. Though I didn't feel like I was forcing myself, you know, it just came out naturally, like a protective father.
ありがとう、兄さん。
And a weird guy might try to hit on you at some point, so, you know, be careful.
あら、なに？そういう変な子でもいるの？
Oh, Hatsune was like, uh-oh. Oh, no, I think you misunderstood. Now, I couldn't introduce him as my friend. Sabe was a nice guy as far as I knew. There's a little to worry about with him, but I couldn't vouch for his other friends. I saw the two off to their apartment as usual, and had some small talk with Madoka when I got back. That's part usual habit. You finish your homework in time?
間に合った。よかった。新学年早々先生に怒られたらよくない？
Couldn't help growing a bit conscious of her otherwise familiar face today. Eventually noticing my gaze, Madoka cocked her head.
なんかついてる？
Told me to wait and disappeared from the window.
なんだ、何もついてないじゃない。
I didn't even say anything.
ん？
Madoka chuckled as I averted my eyes.
少年よ、何かお悩みでも？
Whose impression is that?
駅前にいる手相を見る人とかさ。でも違うの？
I'm not bothered by anything, and even if I were, I wouldn't be telling you about it.
あ、言ったわね。じゃあ聞いてやんない。
That's fine, because I won't be telling anyway. We glared at each other for a while, then broke into laughter at the same time. No doubt the reason I could be open with her was because she was my childhood friend. There were no other girls that felt comfortable speaking like like that with.
本当に大丈夫？今日のし。
I'm sorry. Sorry to feel guilty about it. Do you remember an older friend of mine named Hide?
顔は知らないけど、
Kind of like Winnie the
なんだ
Pooh.
っけ、プー太郎みたいな人だっけ？
That. It seemed like he's finally found employment at a place that won't kick him out right away. I'm kind of relieved to see it.
へえ、よかったじゃない。
Yeah, for sure. We continued to talk about nothing until Madoka's mother finally called her down to take a bath. We talked through our windows almost every night, but we barely ever communicated at school. I never really thought of it much before, but I suppose we were unconsciously trying to avoid being made fun of by our friends for it. Okay, so that makes sense. We didn't talk too much at school, so you know. Today, Hatsune came to wake me up with her uniform already on.
さて、今日からいよいよ授業が始まるわね。けどまあ、勉強なんかはほどほどでもいいんだけどね。
No, you don't understand. She's got to be studying right away. She wants to get into a good school, doesn't she?
ほどほど？
もちろんサボったりとかはダメよ。ただ最低限授業は聞いて、宿題もちゃんと提出して、そうしたらあとは他のことにも時間を使うといいでしょうね。
部活とか？
そうね。あと友達と遊んだりとか。とにかく
Okay, that's fair.
勉強だけが
You know,
学
she wants
生
her to
の
have a
使命
good,
じ
you
ゃな
know,
い
she doesn't
わ。
want to have her being like self-absorbed in schoolwork. Miss Miyako said the exact same thing to me last year. I barely showed up my club, so her words did poke out a bit of a sore spot.
青春を楽しまないとね。
Once you get old, it's all downhill.
青春。
ま、その真っ只中にいる時にそんなことを言われてもピンとこないか。ただ後悔先に立たずとも言うし、後悔だけはしないようにしてね。
兄さんは何部だっけ？
The literature club, though I didn't really go much. You know, I'm so bad at reading the room.
シンジ君が一番好きなのは自転車だものね。
Miss Miyako must have noticed that I was a little embarrassed over my less than stellar club attendance record. Literature. Oh.
文芸部か。 私もそれに入ろうかな。
初音ちゃん、小説とか好きだっけ？
あんまり読まないけど、兄さんがいるから。
こら、もうお姉さんになったんだから、
That's true.
あんまり甘ったれたことばっかり言わないように。
はーい。おはよう。
Morning.
おはよう。まどかさんは学校の部活は何やってるの？私はバレーボール部。ああ、そっか。早速部活を探し
You
てる
gotta
んだ。
get in quick, man. The good clubs fill up fast.
うん、なるべく入るようにって先
Although
生
my
に
school
言
had
わ
only
れ
ever
て
had
い
any
て。
clubs. It sucked.
そうね。うちも帰宅部だと先生に言われたりするみたい。怒られるってほどではないらしいけど。文化系の方がいいかな。運動神経もないし。じゃあ文芸部にしたら？シンジ、確か文芸部だったでしょ？ただ、小説もそんなに好きではなくて、さっきそんな話をしたら、あんまり甘ったれないようにって。甘ったれ？兄さんがいるからってだけの理由で決めないようにって。なるほどね。
I stopped. After taking a few steps ahead, two turned to me with confused expressions on their faces.
兄さん？
Yeah. I hurried to their side. The shadow had already disappeared. It seemed like that was enough for the two to understand what had happened. They both furrowed their brows.
また例の影？
Yeah. I gave a small nod. Telling them did a little more than make them worry, but it was hard to mask my reaction when it popped out so quickly. And it was worse when it appeared after I'd already forgotten about it.
やっぱり病院にでも行った方がいいんじゃないの？
It's not that bad.
でも心配にもなるわよ。あの事故以来だし、そんなこと言うの。
I probably shouldn't have told anyone to begin with. I called it shadow, but it was probably more of a hallucination. I couldn't blame anyone for being taken aback after being told something like that was happening to me. We ended up walking the rest of the way to the school in silence. We split up with Hatsune midway and continued to our classroom. I went through all sorts of tests after the accident, but they didn't find anything. Madoka still seemed kind of worried. I should have told you to begin with.
なんでよ。言ってくれなかったらわからないじゃない。
It's just making you worry.
それが何よ。幼馴染なんだから心配して当然だわ。
It wasn't like she was angry, but her tone rung somewhat rougher than usual. Yeah. Madoka's expression relaxed a little as I nodded.
まあ、他には特に不調もなさそうだし、もう少し様子を見てもいいだろうけど。
We split up once we entered the classroom. Our seats were at quite a distance from each other, and we didn't usually speak in school anyway. Madoka, as though having forgotten a conversation, was currently laughing with one of her friends. Morning. I silently sat down on my seat. I've been seeing that shadow hallucination ever since the day my parents died. It was one of the biggest tragedies in recent memory. Over 500 lost in a plane crash. My parents were among them. Only 3 people miraculously survived the accidents. Me, Hatsune, and Miyako. For whatever reason, we, a portion of our family, pulled through alive. Everyone else died. Everyone. I hadn't said anything to Madoka or Hatsune, but I had seen one of these hallucinations just moments before the crash. Ah! But did I really? Or was it just my memory playing tricks on me? I knew there was little point arguing the presence of hallucination, but to be completely honest, I wasn't sure, given how quickly it all happened. But if I really did see it back then, it'd prove it wasn't the accident that caused my condition, since that was a couple of moments before it happened. Survivors were quickly transported to the nearest hospital to undergo all sorts of testing. Luckily, I suffered no wounds, and the doctors couldn't find anything wrong with me. But what about my mind? I lost both of my parents in the blink of an eye, so it hardly needs reaffirming that it was a significant blow to my psyche. My brain may not have been damaged physically, but that kind of emotional shock could have certainly have led to hallucinations. But then, what if that was unrelated to the accident? It's true that the shadow had startled me, but I didn't quite believe we were in mortal danger until the plane actually began falling. This can't be happening. I'm gonna be okay. Planes don't crash. Those were the thoughts in my mind back then. As such, it was unlikely I was going through an emotional shock at the time, but couldn't possibly have been hallucinating. But then what were those shadows and monster-looking things that I'd glimpsed from time to time? What if instead, I had actually been born with some sort of unusual aptitude that manifested at that moment? Now, these kinds of thoughts made me depressed. With that, the class was over. It was from Madoka. That didn't happen a lot. We never spoke or exchanged texts in school.
元気出しなさいよ。またサイクリングに付き合ってあげるからさ。
That was awfully cheeky of her. Maybe she was the one who wanted me to keep her company. I raised my face and our eyes met. She gave me a mischievous little smile and left the classroom with a group of friends. Corners of my lips curled into something almost akin to a grin. I wanted to say something to get back at her, but her words did help me relax. Sounds like it's you who need someone to keep you company. I bet you'd forget to bring your bike if it wasn't for me.
Nah, 今日もゲーセン行く?
No, I'm good today. And that was that. There was little for me to do after school since I was just a ghost member in my club. Normally I'd cycle around by myself, but I wasn't in the mood for that today. And so I wandered with no concrete direction in mind. I ended up in this place. I've been spacing out in this exact place after that plane crash too. Still couldn't believe what my mom and dad were gone. The sensation of being left all alone slowly grew stronger with time. It felt cold. Like give you an ice burn if you touched it directly. I kept crying, staying on the ground with my arms and around my knees. The clamor of the crowded and energetic park felt oddly distant to me today. Though distance might not have been a right expression, it felt more like a thick invisible membrane that separated me from everything else. The ones that pulled me out of the depressed state were my new family, a childhood friend, and...
Yeah.
Hello. An older friend who was in a similar situation.
何してるの?
Oh, nothing really. What about you?
僕はなんだろう?
You're not supposed to be at work right now, are you? Keno will give you a wry smile.
けど仕事もあってないようなものなんだ。お客さんも来たことないしね。
Are you actually paid for this job?
お小遣いなら出るよ。
Dede regarded me with tranquil eyes as I fell silent.
まあいざとなったらまたこれをやれば。
He made out a key out of his fingers. You kind of shoplift again? I don't think that's such a good idea, man.
まあね、立派な犯罪だ。あは、僕はもう犯罪者だよ。
I mean, that's true, but what if you get beaten up again?
あんなのは別に。
Pretty painful to me, but then again, he didn't ever complain about even when both of his eyes had swelled shut. May have been stronger than he looked.
ただ、所長は本人が言うには、競馬競輪競艇のプロらしいよ。
Wait, what? Is he planning to pay you with money he made gambling?
なのかな?
Oh boy. Though it wasn't something someone my age should speak up about, I was seriously worried about the future of that business. Well, that old man didn't come off as a bad person, at least.
そうだね。僕みたいな薄のろを置いてくれるんだから、見かけによらずいい人かもしれないよ。
You're not that bad. I wouldn't call you half-wit. He'd only regarded me for a moment with a tranquil smile. His life was way worse than mine. How could he keep smiling like that?
アンパン食べる?
I can try one out for a change. He took out a sweet roll from one of his pockets and split it in two. Keep on rolls out of your pocket.
ドラえもんみたいだよね。
I thought you'd say that.
僕はそろそろ事務所に戻るけど。
Alright. I can keep you company until the station. I told him about seeing a shadow this morning. What do you think it means? I should go to a doctor?
そんなことはないよ。
I know he was just saying what I wanted to hear, but hearing it still made me feel better.
だってそれは幻覚なんかじゃないもの。
So I can hear my dog in the background. She's whining. Huh?
ねえ、シンジ君。この桜の森には正義のヒーローがいるんだ。尊いよね。だって正義のヒーローだもの。警官よりも自衛隊よりも総理よりももっと偉いんじゃないかな。
He just stared at my face for a moment.
シンジ君にはきっと正義のヒーローの素質があるんだよ。
I couldn't tell if he was serious or just joking around as usual.
頑張ってよ。僕応援してるからさ。
Okay.
それじゃあね。
Yeah, see ya. What should I do now? Spent about 2 or 3 minutes thinking about that when Hide suddenly came out of the building again. Huh?
また間違えてメンソール買ってきちゃったよ。
Don't you write this stuff down, man? My memory wasn't tricking me. It was the light version of cigarettes that was the problem last time. Not that it mattered. Seriously, be careful not to get fired.
うん。ただまあいざとなったら
Shoplifting will eventually put you in prison.
シンジ君に約束を守ってもらうさ。
See ya.
うん。
This time I hurried away. Some time had passed since the start of the new semester. The cherry blossoms that were in full bloom had returned to being normal green trees. Phew. I stopped my bike and took off my helmet. The temperature had risen a bit, making it too hot to keep cycling without a break. Today, rather than going to the mountains, I simply cycled around town. Actually, I was supposed to cycle with Madoka, but she messaged me that she wasn't feeling well at that last moment. There was nothing either of us could do about a random cold, but I was still a little disappointed. Cycling was fun, but also kind of uneventful when you're alone. Madoka's dad seemed to still be busy. I hadn't seen him for a while now. Maybe I'll go to the mountains again next week. Sakuranomori, stretched along the scene, was surrounded by mountains on the other side. Its mountain roads were perfect for cycling, and you could spot many joggers running along them every day. Hopefully your cold will be gone by next week. I ended up finishing early and returned home. I locked the bike and went inside. I'm home! It's become a habit to talk to the empty house ever since my parents passed away. I wouldn't usually gawk at her window, but today I was kind of curious about Madoka's condition. During the day, she'd have the curtain closed, making it very hard to see inside. Though one vague glance was enough to tell she was up and moving around the room, much to my relief. Gotten used to school yet, Hatsune?
もうだいぶ。
結局何部にしたの？
What club?
家庭科部。
家庭科部か。お裁縫とか？
It's like what? Like household chores and stuff, right? Like cooking, cleaning, things like that?
うん。あと料理を作ったり。
Home economics, you know, making the home look nice. Oh, I never knew you were into that, Hatsune. It's usually mainly like cooking, right? Wish we had something like that. That would be kind of cool. I was almost living with her, yet I somehow still wasn't familiar with her interests or hobbies. I'd never even been to her room, since we slept at different houses.
ねえママ、今度の日曜日料理教えてくれない？
いいわよ。
Miss Miyako was really good at cooking, so we always had amazing dinners. Hatsune would improve right away with her as a teacher.
兄さんは今度の日曜日暇？
I think I'll be cycling.
わかった。
I mean, we can come by for dinner, right? We're not gonna be cycling all day. Bye.
バイバイ。
おやすみ。
Others view.
そのうち機会もあるわよ。シンジ君に
He
手
likes
料
us,
理を
doesn't
振
she?
る舞う機会？
はあ、そのうちか。
そう焦ることもないんじゃない？初音ちゃん、料理なんてまだしたこともないんだし。
それもそうだね。
Next day, Madoka was walking with steady steps, but her face still seemed to be somewhat pale. The cold pass yet?
風邪？
Oh, that wasn't it? Then did you have food poisoning or something?
うん
Well, tell me you got hurt. I walked Madoka up and down. She walked steadily and her arms moved naturally.
ああうんまあ少し良くなったけど
Okay then. You think I'll be able to ride next Sunday?
多分ね
Great, let's go to the plateau next time.
いいよ二人の趣味はロードバイクで休みの日はよく走っているようです本当は私も混ぜてほしい気持ちはあるんだけど一つには運動神経も悪いから腰が引けてしまうということがありますで自分で言うのもあれですけど遠慮しているのかもしれませんそれと仲良くしている二人を見たくない気持ちも
She's
少しは
jealous.
あるのかな
We did some long distance running in our PE class today. I'm so tired. I liked going for long distances on my bike, but jogging just exhausted me. I almost feel jealous of Madoka for not having to participate.
持久走ってマジだりーよね。
Yeah.
こんな時女子は楽でいいと思うよ。
Why?
まあ仮病でもないんだろうけど。だからほら生理だよ。
Oh. I was so slow to catch on, it actually made the conversation awkward.
いいよな。ダリーマラソンとか水泳とか休めそうじゃん。けどあんまりやったらバレんのかな。よくわからん。
Right, we learned all about that in sex education. The teachers all had a pretty serious expression on their faces when they told us to never tease a girl about it. I reflexively turned my head to the corner of the athletics field. A couple of girls, Madoka included, sat there on the grass watching us strain ourselves. That does explain our odd behavior this morning. I returned my head to its natural position and continued to run in silence. That was weird. I was never too sharp, but this was pushing me to my limit. Okay, time to go home. I walked along the corridors thinking about where I should ride today. Someone called out to me as soon as I passed through the school gates.
シンジ
Huh? Madoka.
今日はバレー部に出てもどうせ見学だからさ
Oh,
一緒に
you could have told me in the classroom.
まあなんとなくねえ今度の日曜だけどやっぱりサイクリングはやめにしてお店に付き合ってくれない
Shopping, that's fine, I guess.
私ウェアが欲しくなっちゃった
Huh? Like a jersey or something?
まあ
Seemed like she wanted to say something more but remained silent. It wasn't like I was dying to know what she wanted, so I didn't press the issue further.
今日は妙に静かなんだね
Think so?
聞いているのは私
I just don't have anything to say.
ほう言うたな
That an impression of someone?
この前ドタキャンしちゃったからってすねないの
I'm not sulking.
来週いや再来週か再来週はちゃんと付き合うからさ
Okay.
これからもそうやって急に行けなくなる時があるかもし
What
れ
does
ない
that
けど
mean?
あんまり気にしないようにして
I looked away from her eyes and nodded. Good morning.
おはよう。今日は結構遅いのね。サイクリングの時はだいたい早起きしていると思ったけど。
Yeah, the second plan got kind of canceled, so...
あら。
じゃあ兄さん今日は家にいるの
Nah, I'll be out looking for cycling stuff instead.
そうなんだ
I sat down at the table. Are you gonna practice cooking today, Hatsune? What's up with her? She seemed pretty down all of a sudden.
最初から人に食べさせられるようなものができるわけではないんだから。
Hatsune nodded. I had no idea what that conversation was all about.
じゃあ、シンジ君、食べたら出かけるの？
I mean, that's the plan.
了解。
No, I'm Shinji. Madoka was already waiting for me by the time I left the house.
じゃあ行こう。
Okay. Madoka began walking right away. Her face looked just the right color today. Like it's been a while since we were out walking the streets like this.
なんでよ。毎朝歩いてるじゃない。
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the clothes. It just feels different.
ふーん。
I had no idea why that made her happy, but she had a grin on her face as she cocked her head.
この服、結構おしゃれでしょ。私、
Don't you wear that inside the house all the time?
お気に入りだから家でも着るんじゃない。
Fair enough. Just the way you phrased it sounded like you were showing it to me for the first time or something.
は
Like we were having trouble communicating today.
わかってないな、シンジは。このバカシンジ。
Stop trying to sound like we're in an anime.
女の子が自分の服について言ったら、可愛いとか、
You wore that outfit all the
似合ってる
time.
とか言ってあげればいいんだよ。ほ
Go
ら、
ahead.
言ってみ。
Oh.
何笑ってるのさ。
It's just, do you really want empty flattery like that? I asked her, unable to stifle a smile.
嬉しいんじゃない？
Sure.
女の子って多分そういうもんよ。
My smile kind of froze. I averted my eyes awkwardly. I'm not a fan of flattery. It feels fake.
あ、ケチ。じゃあ本心を言えばいいさ。
Would I really think? I couldn't help smiling again at that overconfident remark. Then I hurriedly averted my eyes again. I felt like my face had grown a little warm.
あ、しまった。
Oh my gosh, you're useless. Discount coupon?
10% オフよ。持ってこないとさすがにもったいないわよね。
I mean, I guess so.
悪いけどちょっと待っててくれない？走って行って帰ってくるからさ。
Okay, that's fine.
はあ、走ったら汗かいちゃった。もう結構暑いな。
Thirsty. This is so half full.
ああ、もらう。
I don't remember the last time we were on a train.
そうね。
I like riding on
これに
trains.
ついては
For fun.
本当に久しぶりだ。
Good way, good transportation for like kind of the, too long to drive but too short to fly, trips. If you can, take a train there. We usually relied on our bicycles to move around. It would have been fine if we rode to the shop directly, but Madoka said she wanted to use the train today, so here we are.
電車も楽でいいよね。黙ってれば運ばれる。
Yeah. Suddenly I realized something odd. Huh? Did you use perfume?
使ってないけど。
Huh? I smelled a nice scent, but felt awkward to ask about it.
あ、汗臭いって遠回しに言いたいわけ？
The pheromones. No, I definitely am not. Shook my head.
変なシンジ。
I couldn't refute that. There was really something off with me lately.
で、香水でもつけろって言いたいの？
Not really. I think you're just fine the way you are.
そう。じゃあよかった。
After a little while, we finally reached the town center. That's where the cycling shop was frequent. Nakagawa was located. Madoka headed straight to the sportswear corner as we entered. There was nothing I needed, so I just ended up following her.
シンジはパーツでも見てたら？あ、そういえばそろそろブレーキワイヤーを交換するとか言ってなかったっけ？
I guess I was. Kind of felt like she wanted to get rid of me, but whatever. It really didn't matter what kind of wires I used, so I just bought the most generic looking one. I had nothing to do after placing the merchandise in the basket. Might as well kill time by looking at random bike parts. I'd received a very large life insurance payout after my parents passed away, but that was locked away in a trust fund that I couldn't claim until I had reached adulthood. As such, I couldn't quite afford most of the expensive parts for my average allowance. Oh, hello there. Oh, hello. Mr. Nakagawa, the shop's owner, was Madoka's dad's friend, and through him we were fairly well acquainted. It's usual to see you here. Are you on your own? No, I came with Madoka. Madoka? Ah, I see her in the sportswear corner. Both of you are in your street clothes. Did you come by train this time? Yeah, I don't know why, but Madoka insisted on using the train today. Mr. Nakagawa gave me a light nod and turned his head toward Madoka's direction. But darn, I'm so jealous of you, kid. I wish I had keep up to keep me company when I cycled at your age. Eh? Not that much has changed in my life since then. All my cycling buddies are stinking old men. You two are dating, aren't you? Huh? No, that's not the nature of our relationship. Mr. Nakagawa patted me on the shoulder and moved to another customer.
お待たせ。あれ？まだ会計済ませてないの？
Yeah. I hurried to the register. That'll be $50, please. Thank you very much. We left the store with a cheerful voice at her back. So it'd probably be in yen, right? So what'd you buy?
ま、それは今度のお楽しみよ。
You're making it sound like it's pretty important. I gave her a wry smile.
いや、まあ。
What do you think we should do now? It's almost noon. In that moment, it struck me I was acting unlike my usual self. I never asked Madoka that kind of question before.
そうね。私もお腹
I mean, we're out and about, right? Might as well get lunch or something. Alright. We entered the first family restaurant that caught our eyes.
A ランチをください。
All of the same. 2 A lunches, noted. Would you like your drinks before food? Yes.
Hi.
Understood. You ordered a medium size today.
シンジこそ。
I don't get as hungry when I take the train, I guess.
私も。
We'd usually be beyond exhausted by the time we took food breaks when cycling. Most of the time we took care of our hunger with rice balls and sandwiches from convenience stores to save time. I realized it was quite unusual for us to have such a peaceful lunch together. For once I wasn't too exhausted to talk, but I couldn't think of anything to say. Don't you hate that? Thanks for your waiting. We sipped at our drinks. Come to think of it, childhood friends was quite a strange relationship. You went out and ate together when you weren't dating or anything. Most of the time we acted together with a goal in mind, but without one to distract me now. My thoughts strayed to areas where they probably shouldn't have. That often was the reason behind the strange feelings of discomfort I've been recently having.
あのさ、この後はどうするの？
Go home?
もう帰るの？
I mean, there's nothing else to do.
でも、せっかく外に出たんだし。
Is there anything fun in this area? I only ever come here for Nakagawa.
桜の森に戻ってもいいけどさ。
Her statement about having gone all this way would have lost meaning at that point, but I figured it was best not to point it out. But then where do you think we should go? I think we've been going to parks and stuff all the time. Want to go to the sea or something?
そうしよう。さっき店で中川店長と私のことを見てなかった？
I almost choked in my drink. Couldn't think of a convincing lie while I swallowed, so I answered her with grim honesty. I'm impressed you noticed.
あ、やっぱりなんか視線を感じたのよね。まあ、カマをかけてみただけなんだけど。
Oh.
本人を前に噂話だなんて感心しないじゃない。
Her eyes seemed to actually be smiling. They weren't saying anything weird, just
ほど？
he was surprised to see us in his street clothes. We should have come around our bikes after all. I didn't want the conversation to end, so I just said the first thing that came to my mind.
だってウェアを買いに来たのに。
I mean, don't you already have it though, both for summer and winter?
それでもよ、せっかく買うんだからそれを着てから乗りたいじゃない。
Is that what we're talking about? I smiled and cocked my head. We returned to the station and headed toward the beach.
たまには泳ぐのもいいかもね。夏になったら。
Yeah, there was a beach within walking distance from our homes, yet we barely ever went there. We've been kind of busy with our bikes for the past 2 or 3 years. I mean, maybe it was true that people tended not to be appreciative of the things that were right in front of them. I told Madoka about it as we reached a somewhat lonely-looking beach.
近いと？そうかな。
I don't remember you ever saying you particularly like swimming either, though.
いえ、海水浴はこの際どうでもいいんだけど。近いとありがたみがないと思う？ 本当に？
She gave me an intense stare.
もう本当に鈍い。
She's talking about herself, you moron. Maybe I was, but I truly had no idea what she was trying to say.
幼なじみだって相当近いじゃない。
Huh? Oh.
あたし、そんなにありがたみない？
Am I supposed to?
聞いているのはあたし。
Well, you cycle with me, I guess.
うんうん。
We cycle together.
いや、一回言えば。それだけなの？
No, wait. I'm the one who has to keep an eye out for things you keep forgetting. So it's more like I'm babysitting you at times instead of...
もう、そんなこと言うなら、もう付き合ってあげないぞ。
That'd be unfortunate. I ended up responding seriously. I knew she was kidding, but...
うん。
Madoka had a shocked look on her face as she looked at me, but a smile soon returned to her face.
冗談よ。
I know.
私だって同じだもの。
Aww.
シンジのことありがたいと思っているし。
I felt like my face was growing warm again, so I shifted my gaze to the horizon. Madoka seemed to have done the same. I most likely for the first time in my life grew conscious of Madoka's presence. In other words, I was alone with a girl. Sabe and I went to the shopping district after school. That said, it wasn't like we had anything in particular to do there. We checked out random stores and fiddled with our phones for the most part. Sabe,
Huh?
you have a girlfriend? I mean, I know you don't, but I'm just asking you anyway. Guess not.
っていうか、俺らくらいの年ならまだいないだろう。普通、常識的に考えて。
Why do you sound so uncertain?
お前こそ、なんでそんなこと聞いてくるんだよ。
Oh, it's nothing. I just thought of it randomly. That was the truth. But it was also true I'd never talked about these kinds of things before, so I really kind of blame Sabe for getting confused.
色を知る年か。
No, don't shout in my ear. As far as in the bees, what does that even mean?
そう。ま、
I don't
お
know.
前はいいよね。彼女
I
がい
mean,
て。
sex, that's what it means. Okay. Huh? I don't. What are you talking about?
あきつさんは？
Madoka's... She's just a childhood friend is all.
ほら、下の名前で
What do you mean
呼んでるくらいだ
already?
し
We've known each other for years.
俺は知ってるぞ。お前ら学校じゃほとんど喋らないけど、一緒に自転車なんぞに乗る仲なんだよな。
Wasn't I the one who told you about that?
二欠は道交法違反なんだぞ。おまわりさんに言ってやる。
Both of us have our own bikes.
ま、幼馴染でも何でもいいよ。仲良しの女子がいるってだけで、俺は羨ましいよ。
You could always try and find one, you know. I gave him a wry smile that he returned with an indignant look.
簡単に言うんだよな。
You look like you should be a player, but you're actually slow to act.
あ、それを言わないで。でも、うちって妙に美人が多いんだよな。
Huh?
まずはお前の妹だろ。あとは静宮って一個上の先輩に、トメではキリトーとかエリサカとか知らない？
I don't think so, though. Izumi, she wouldn't happen to be Kazutaka's older sister.
ああ、そう。あ、そっか。お前らけど他はマジで知らないの？学校内でちょっと有名だぞ。
I don't have a girlfriend. Will you stop that? I don't. You know what? Never mind. We've been checking out the girls in the freshman class since the very first day of the year, so he's probably really into this kind of thing.
ああ、あと
He paused and stared right at me.
ちょっと促してよ。
Yeah, I'm dying to know who's this other one.
あきつさんもすげえ美人だよね。
Yeah, you think so? I asked as a reflex. Wait, I remembered him saying something along those lines on the first day.
この野郎喜んでるな。
Sabe poked me with an elbow. I just asked an honest question, but it may have looked differently for him. I had been a lot less responsive to his provocations last time, but now they actually affected me. There might have really been something off with me lately. Not like I necessarily hated this change in myself or anything.
ああ、俺にも幼馴染でもいればな。
You don't?
男ばっかだよ。こんなもん運だもんな。お前の人生もほんと運がいいよ。悪い。
Nah. Wanna go to the arcade?
ああ、そうしようぜ。
Whew. I use an alarm clock on days I go cycling. What kind of uneventful to wake up normally like this? Morning. There was still some time before Miss Miyako and Hatsune would show up. I toasted some bread and fried an egg to make myself a simple breakfast. I try to leave as early as possible on days I planned longer trips, so I could come back before dusk. The days have grown a bit longer lately, but I still couldn't let my guard down. Couldn't see Madoka anywhere when I left the house. Most of the time she'd be waiting ahead of me, so this was a bit unusual. 2 or 3 minutes later, the door to Madoka's house opened and Madoka appeared. Morning.
おはよ
Let's go.
う。ちょっと待っ
What?
何か私に言うことはないわけ？
Tell you. Sounded like I was supposed to confess something I did behind her back, but I don't remember getting involved in anything of that nature. No.
ああ、もうまた鈍い。
Look, I can't read minds, okay?
エスパーじゃなくてもわかるはずだけどな。
A week ago? Oh. You bought a skirt.
うん。
Maybe I shouldn't have phrased it like that. No, oh.
散々考えた結果が単なる関東詞？もう本当にしょうがないんだから。
I'm sorry. I wasn't entirely sure if that warranted an apology, though.
ちょっと遅れたのだって。これのせいなんだからね。鏡。
Ah, from Madoka's perspective, it was probably disappointing that I paid no attention to her sudden change in looks. No, I think it looks good on you.
シンジもようやくわかったか。
You don't have to rub it in. Why did you think of buying a skirt all of a sudden?
なんでってこともないけど。
I glanced at her and saw that she had a somewhat troubled expression on her face.
冷パン一枚もどうかと思っていたし。
You thought you'd get cold? It's only gonna get warmer from now on.
寒い暑いは関係ないけど。
I carefully analyzed Madoka's statement as the asphalt road flew by my eyes. In the past, I would have brushed it aside without a second thought, but now... Right. You can't wear anything under those bicycle shorts. I was wearing them myself, so I should have known it better than anyone. But it didn't even occur to me until now. I couldn't help but glance at Madoka's side. For some reason, the presence of a skirt only made me more conscious of what was underneath. I had to control my thoughts. Then again, Madoka never seemed to worry about those kinds of things until now.
でも結構いいわよ。スカート。
Really?
これ一枚でもそれなりに風を防いでくれるし、前はたまに肌寒く感じる時もあったから。シンジは平気そうだったけどさ。冬でも冬用の冷パンなら。
You know it's like May, right? I never really felt cold with these though.
そこが違うんでしょうね。
We were riding up a slope, competing to see who'd take the lead. We wouldn't compete much at other times, but there was just something about hills that made it impossible to resist. I hadn't won against Madoka even once so far, but I managed to get into the lead today, and the distance between us kept increasing little by little. The sound of Madoka's breathing was slowly growing further and further away. Phew. I did it! Whew. I, as usual, almost collapsed upon reaching the goal. Just what was I torturing myself for? But this time the pain came with a certain kind of pleasure, the taste of victory. Madoka caught up with me after a couple of seconds. We breathed heavily for a while. You sure that skirt wasn't getting in your way?
そんなんじゃないわよ。これちゃんと動きやすい素材でできてるんだから。
Then I really won it for the first time.
そうね
Thought you'd be more frustrated. So now I don't know how to react.
そうね私もそんな気がしてた昔はでも今は別に弟子の成長を喜ぶ師匠の気持ちよ
What are you talking about? My master's your dad. We decided to take a lunch break with 2 box lunches from a convenience store.
結構いい眺め
I agree. Even simple rice balls and sandwiches tasted differently. Such a beautiful place.
私もうシンジには勝てないかもしれないな
Huh? No way. I just got lucky today. I ended up almost consoling her.
いいんだって
Madoka answered me with the same smile as
も
before.
ともと男女の違いもあるんだし
I guess so. I returned my gaze to the scenery, feeling kind of unconvinced. Why did I find it so hard to believe Madoka was just telling the truth? Come to think of it, we had a similar conversation when we were cycling during our last day of the spring break. If memory served. This can't beat you. It's very depressing to keep losing to a girl, you know.
まあ今だけじゃない
What do you mean? I can't really push myself this hard when I'm alone, so if experience is really the problem, I don't see the gap between us shrinking anytime soon.
あと 1,2 年もしたらシンジの方が体も大きくなるってお父さん
Back then, I only thought of myself. But if my body was about to change, and so was probably was Madoka's as well. You know, it didn't really even occur to me back then.
欲しいの
No. I frantically shook my head.
私そっちのちょっと欲しいな取り替え
Sure, we can trade.
おいしい
I felt like I finally realized what was wrong with me. The answer was simple. Madoka was a girl. I never thought of her as one before because of how close we were as childhood friends. But that said, it wasn't like there was anything I could do about it, whether I realized the answer or not. We turned back after the long break. We've been on the hill multiple times now, but there was one thing we always had to watch out for on our way back. I heard a story once of some rider failing to make the turn and going over the guardrail. I don't know whether it's true or not. I tried looking down over the edge one time and it looked pretty clear that no human could survive that fall. As such, I'd always slow down at this area. Suddenly, a wave of anxiety swept over me. I changed the wiring of my brakes just the other day. What if I messed up? I had used those brakes as we went uphill without issue. Though my fears were completely unfounded, but it still chilled me to my core. Madoka followed me from behind.
着いたっとそれじゃあね
Ah, yeah, bye. No incident. That's good. That's good.
今日はどうする
I'm going home. I feel like cycling.
ああじゃあ校門までけどお前一人でもチャリに乗ってるんだな秋津さんはなんか部活やってるんだろ
Yeah, I mean, I've got nothing else to do.
俺と遊んでよけど飽きないの
I mean, I do get tired going to the arcade every day, yeah.
俺の話じゃねえよ
Not really. I'm kind of just riding without much thinking much when I'm on my own, so it's a different experience than riding with someone.
そこまで行くとトレーニングとか部活のノリだな
I guess.
それじゃあな
Bye. I headed straight home after parting ways with Sabe. Again. Jumped in surprise like an idiot. Good thing it happened when Sabe wasn't around. The woman that had been walking toward me from the opposite direction gave me a creeped out look, or so it looked to me. I lowered my eyes to the ground and hurried away. That stupid thing always popped up after I'd forgotten all about it. What the hell happened? Huh? What just happened? I heard a scream. That was probably the woman that passed by me earlier. Then there was followed a sound of something soft colliding with something hard and heavy. Most likely a car. I couldn't hear anything at all now. It took me 2 or 3 seconds to process these thoughts. That was enough to calm me down and I turned around. I felt like I just had the wind knocked out of me. I'd already steeled myself to what I was about to see, but that didn't reduce my shock and horror one bit. I hurriedly pulled out my phone out of the bag. My hand shook so hard I could barely grab it. Feeling like I had to confirm what happened, I slowly approached the woman as I called 119. Yes, I need an ambulance. I think there was a hit and run. Yeah, but it might already be too late for an ambulance. I don't really know. The head of this person, her head is... Oh my god, it's twisted. The police wanted to hear my story, but since I was underage and needed my guardian to accompany me, I told them everything I knew with Miss Miyako by my side. Unfortunately, I couldn't tell them what they wanted to know the most, the details of the culprit's car. The sun was already setting by the time they released me. I'm sorry, you had to leave work early because of me.
何言ってるの
Miyako gave me a stern look.
シンジ君、私はあなたのお母さん代わりなんだから、そう遠慮することもないのよ。
Okay. I wasn't too conscious of it, but after she mentioned it, I realized that might have sounded a bit too formal. I felt kind of dizzy and had trouble walking straight. Seeing her around me felt distant, as though I were in a dream.
帰りましょう。
Okay. What about Hatsune?
初音ちゃん
Should we tell her?
いいえ、黙っていましょう。学校の子にも言ったりしない方がいいわよ。
Okay, got it. Let's dig in.
いただきます。
I could barely taste the food. I was still in shock. Miko's cooking was always delicious, but today it just felt bland.
今日の兄さんなんか元気がないんだね。
Oh, not really. I shook my head. I knew Hatsune was worried, but I didn't have the energy to talk.
あとママも今日は疲れた顔をしているような。
ちょっとね、仕事で。
Both Miss Miyako and I barely talked, making this the quietest dinner we'd ever had. Only the sounds of TV filled the room. We almost always had the news on during breakfast and dinner. For our next story, police responded to pedestrian fatality in Sakuranomori City this afternoon. He had been declared dead at the scene when paramedics arrived. From the markings on the road, police believe this to be a hit-and-run incident.
やだな。結構うちから近いんだ。
Hatsune frowned as the reporter mentioned the area of the incident.
本当、こんな道飛ばすようなところではないのにね。
ひどい。
二人も道を歩くときは気をつけないとダメよ。こっちは分かっていても、
That's true.
あっちは分かっていないことなんかよくあるんだから。
Okay. Though I'd seen them off to their apartment every day, tonight I was far more cautious of my surroundings. There are barely any cars in this area so late at night. I hope the bastard gets caught.
そうね。
犯人？
I'm talking about the hit-and-run incident on the news earlier.
ああ。
Hatsune gave me a somewhat confused nod. Must have been a bit unnatural to bring that up.
それじゃあ、バイバイ。
Bye-bye.
おやすみ。
I'm home. My whole body felt heavy. I didn't know that woman, but seeing her like that must have affected me more than I thought. I didn't want anyone else to die around me. I'd already had more than enough of that with my parents. I thought I'd go straight to bed, so I took a bath a bit earlier than usual. There was a message from Madoka on my phone. I could have told her I was sleepy and went straight to bed, but I kind of felt like seeing her face today.
あれ？今日はもうパジャマなんだ。
Yeah, I thought about going to bed early.
珍しい。なんで？体調悪いの？なんかそんな顔に見えるけど。
I shook my head, but it didn't seem like it got through to her.
あんまり辛くなったら言いなさいよ。私そっちにいてあげるから。それとも今日は二人もそっちにいるの？
I shook my head again. Guess I can tell her. It's only like telling her everything. I'm not sick. Actually, what had happened was...
そんなことが。
Yeah, I hope they don't take too long to catch the culprit.
うん
But we've got to be careful too. It's even more dangerous when you're on a bike.
そうだね
Anyway, I think I'll go to bed already.
うんおやすみ
Good night. I kinda broke my promise with Miss Miyako, but I felt like I could trust Madoka with this. And besides, talking about it definitely made me feel better.
あんまり辛くなったら言いなさいよ私そっちに行ってあげるから
Madoka seemed to have quite a kind side to her. I never thought much of it before. Good morning.
おはよう。シンジ君、昨日の犯人捕まったみたいよ。
I see.
今ちょうど流れてるの。
I sat down at the table and looked at the TV. According to the police, the suspect claims that he felt as though he were possessed. I wonder if it's one of those wannabe street racers.
それが妙なこと言っているのよ。急に人を引きたくなったですって。
Huh? I turned my eyes to the TV, but they had already moved on to a different story. Then, was it murder?
みたいね。容疑を殺人に切り替えたとか言っていたから。
Felt as though he were possessed. What was that even supposed to mean?
まったく妙な人も世の中にはいるものよ。
Yeah. At that moment, a strange feeling overtook me. It was like an odd sense of discomfort, like a step of a staircase suddenly disappearing under your foot. I've lived in Sakuranomori all my life. I thought I knew all there was to know about it. You know, it's every nook and cranny. And now I felt as though I had a side that I'd never witnessed before. One Sunday, Madoka turned down my invitation to go cycling again, and I found myself with nothing to do. Spent some time lying around in my room, but eventually decided to go out by myself. Might as well ride at the plateau again. It was a bit late, but I could still probably make it. The days were getting longer lately anyway. Madoka lay in a fetal position on her bed, holding her stomach. The mere thought of this pain became a part of her life. Every month from now on made her skin crawl. Her mother congratulated her when it came for the first time, but this was really something to be happy about. Madoka couldn't think of it as anything other than an annoyance of a disease. It was as though her body had jumped on an escalator you couldn't get off from, without her permission or even knowledge. She was envious of Shinji for not having to put up with this. Up until now, she could keep up and do everything with him. But that was starting to change. Felt kind of lonely, but for whatever reason, not exactly sad or depressing.
はーい。まどか？お腹痛いの？うん。そう。ちょっと話があるのよ。話？日曜日じゃないとなかなか時間も取れないし。わかった。すぐに行くから。悪いけどそうしてちょうだい。
Madoka's mother silently closed the door. Madoka sensed it was something serious from her unusually solemn tone. He pulled her heavy body out of bed and climbed downstairs. Both of her parents were sitting on the sofa waiting for her. The odd mood made her forget her condition at the moment. Her father pointed at a chair in front of him and Madoka sat down on it.
Madoka, 実はな、引っ越しをしないといけないことになった。
え？引っ越し？
I couldn't get in the mood without her arrival. I wasn't even keeping track of my time, but I must have been way slower than before. Probably a bit unbalanced with us being of different sexes, but Madoka was without a doubt a good adversary. Whew. But having actually reached the finish line was also a bit dull when alone. I could spot many hikers on the plateau today. I laid my bike on the grass and sat down next to it. I opened the bag of sweet rolls I bought at the convenience store along the road. I ate lunch before leaving, but riding a bike would always make me hungry. I mean, burning calories, you're exercising, of course you're gonna be hungry. I had nothing else to do after finishing my role. My goal had simply been to come here, so I didn't even think about what to do after I arrived. Didn't have to when Madoka was around. Phew. I ended up lying on the ground on my back. It was the first time I tried that, but it felt surprisingly pleasant. It was as though the cold earth slowly sucked away my exhaustion. Oh, damn. I was being chased by someone, but who? I didn't know. All I could tell was that it was something terrible. The bulldust in the air was palpable. It was chasing me with an undeniable intent to kill. I used my stiff back muscles to turn and look back, but it was still there. I could barely catch my breath, more from the terror than mere exhaustion. God damn it. The words that I barely used in my normal life kept spilling from my mouth. It was still following me. This was the most difficult part. No matter how quick I was, I had to brake here, or I'd have ended up on the other side of the guardrail. I squeezed the brakes at the last moment, and my blood turned to ice. The sudden snap of wires coming apart traveled along my fingerprint tips, Confused, I pulled again on the brakes with all my strength. Normally that would have made the bicycle flip over the front wheel and launched my body like a catapult, but nothing happened. The brake lever just limply pressed against the handle. The wheels continued to turn at the same speed as before. I couldn't clear that corner at this speed. Ah! The instant my bike met the guardrail, everything flew out from underneath me. My body was launched into the darkness, and I blacked out. I slowly opened my eyelids. My head felt heavy and hurt a little. I sat like that for a couple of seconds, unable to comprehend what had happened or where I was. My eyes didn't seem to have gotten used to the darkness yet, so I could barely see anything at all. I slowly inspected my body part by part. As weird as it may sound, this wasn't the first time I did something like this. I did the exact same thing when my plane crashed in the mountains. There was no way I could forget it, though the details of the event had already blurred in my mind. Luckily, it seemed like the only pain I felt at the moment was the headache. That was quite a miracle, given the height I'd fallen from. The light from above made me turn my head upwards. I spotted my bike hanging in the branches. That ended up saving my life. My eyes finally got used to the darkness. My heart almost stopped. Then it started beating like crazy. I was cold just moments ago, but now I was starting to sweat from every pore. I tried to swallow, but my throat was too dry. Hello? I slowly got back to my feet. There wasn't even the slightest hint of pain. The plane crash that claimed my parents had taken place in the summer. The smell at the site had become unbearable after a single night. But I couldn't smell anything of the kind right now. It didn't change the fact that the crumpled corpse in front of me was creepy as hell, though. It was a dead body, right? The girl's eyes didn't look like they had any life in them. What? There's something white around her stomach. There was a sizable stain in her blouse that looked black in the dim lighting. At first, I thought she was someone who felt like me. But upon closer inspection, her clothes looked far too casual for someone who had ventured this far into the mountains. I took my smartphone out of my backpack. Somehow it survived the fall. I turned on the flashlight function. Oh, I already expected as much. Under the light of the phone, the stain on her dress shone a deep crimson red. I couldn't spot any other wounds on her body. Was it possible to hurt yourself like that from a fall? What am I even doing? I used my phone to call the police. Luckily, I had a signal here. I ended up in the police station for the second time in a short while. They asked me all sorts of questions, but I could barely answer anything. I found a corpse when I woke up. That was all I could tell them, which hardly helped their investigation. I was pretty sure it was a murder, but the police didn't tell me or anything. There was also another thing on my mind, and that was a bit more important as far as I was concerned. The officer interviewing me widened his eyes when he first heard it, but my description was so vague he soon lost interest. I was being chased by someone or something. What or who was it? I didn't know. All I could tell was that it was something dangerous, and it wanted to kill me. That terror wasn't something I could soon forget, but the police didn't seem interested. It was probably because I had no idea who or what it could have been. I had no acquaintances among the local delinquents, and I didn't do anything to warrant a grudge as far as I was aware. The most likely possibility was a random madman, but it was pretty weird for one to wander so deep in the mountains. I myself realized just how crazy it sounded when I explained it out loud. The police had me checked out by a paramedic before interviewing me. Didn't seem like I had suffered any injuries, but the medic still told me to get thoroughly checked out tomorrow. Huh? Hatsune? Madoka? Madoka seemed more surprised by Hatsune's behavior than my state. Hatsune hugged me with all her might as though to reassure herself I was really there. I gave Miss Miyako a questioning look.
暗くなっても帰ってこないものだから心配していたのよ。
Oh, I see.
そこに警察から連絡があったものだから3人とも泡を食ってしまって。
That explained why Madoka was here. It was a bit unusual for her to be in my house, though.
ごめんなさい。
Hatsune hurriedly pulled away from me. It's okay. It's okay. I'm fine. She seemed more concerned about Madoka's reaction than mine.
一体どうしたのよ。本当心配しちゃったんだから。
I'll tell you as we walk.
歩けそう？
Yeah, I wasn't really hurt.
それだけが不幸中の幸いよね。聞け。
は？ワイヤーが切れた？
Yeah, I couldn't believe it myself. I'm sure I set them properly, and if I hadn't, I figured that I'd noticed something was off.
寝ている間に誰かにいたずらされたのかな。
Who would think to do such an awful thing, though?
でも他に考えられないじゃない。ほとんど新品のワイヤーが切れるなんて。
Yeah. I told the police about it as well, but they showed a little interest. My bike fell from the trees by itself a little bit later, and the police retrieved it for me. Maybe I could go find something out if I gave it a closer look. I made a mental note to do that later. I mean, I got that bike from your dad. I don't think it can be fixed in that state.
まあ、怪我がなかっただけでもよかったじゃない。
I nodded, though I couldn't completely shake off the bitter taste in my mouth. I really did my best to try to keep that bike in good condition and took care whenever I used it. I really love that bike.
それで暗くなってきたから急いでいたの？
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it, but... I told the two about how someone chased me. Miss Miyako was with me in the police station, so she already knew.
誰かに？追われていた？誰に？っていうか、ロードで？
I hadn't really thought of it, but whoever was chasing me had to have some means of transportation. I don't know. Police didn't pay much attention in that story either. And then I ended up finding a corpse on top of everything. The two of them looked completely dumbstruck. I'm pretty sure it was a murder victim. It might show up on the news tomorrow. I found two bodies within a short amount of time. Just what was going on with my life? And both of them murder victims at that. That couldn't have been anything but a coincidence. I knew that. Yet I still felt like I wandered into some different world. And the fact that I'd been running from an invisible murderer earlier only added to that theory.
それじゃあ、私はここで。
Okay.
おやすみなさい。
おやすみ。
Good night. Oh, by the way, were you in my house or something?
ああ、うん。そうなんだけど。
あ、そうそう。なんか、シンジ君に話があるとか言っていたわね。
Me? It definitely wasn't usual. If there was something, she could have just always told me through the window.
また今度話すよ。シンジも疲れているだろうし。
I'm not that tired. Madoka shook her head and disappeared into her house. Phew. Perhaps I was quite tired after all. Maybe it was because I was finally able to relax, but all of my strength left me as soon as I walked through the door.
シンジ君、ご飯食べないと。
Oh, that's right. I realized how hungry I was when I caught the sight of the food lining the table.
帰ってくるのを待っていたのよ。さあ、早く食べましょう。
ねえママ、今日はどうするの？
そうね。
What do you mean?
だって兄さん、あんなことがあったから。
It seemed like Hatsune was wondering whether it was okay to leave me all alone in the house. No, I'm okay now.
無理しなくてもいいのよ。
I'm not. I shook my head as Miss Miyako nodded. Bye.
おやすみ。
おやすみなさ さい。
I didn't feel like seeing them all the way to their apartment today, so we parted ways in front of the house instead. I took an early bath and prepared for bed. The light was still on in Madoka's room. I was still a bit curious about what she wanted to tell me, but exhaustion ultimately won me over. I turned off the lights and slipped into bed. Well, I think I'm finally going to call it a quick look here. I hope you enjoyed it. You can check out Sakuranomori Dreamers right now on MangaGamer.com. It's on sale right now. You know, opening release week sale. Only like $45. So it's like $40 right now, I think, something like that. But yeah, check it out MangaGamer.com, and remember, if you like the video, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more content. Have a good day, everybody, and I'll see you next time.